music file.
Yeah. It's
All right, we're live. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right. Carroll University, welcome back to another week of Overwatch. Today we have Carroll University versus the Lawrence University Vikings. Let's take it to the desk, why don't we? All right. I haven't been in the Overwatch desk for a while. The last thing I casted was COD. Pretty fun.
last time I casted was Val in December. And then I haven't casted anything since.
Yeah, well, you win some, you lose some, I guess.
That's true.
Hopefully this will be a little bit more fast-paced than the Val.
It really goes down when it's 1v1 and it's the cider map, and then you look at the time and you see that you've been in the streaming room for three and a half hours.
Oh yeah, those Val games last a long time for sure.
Versus is when it's a best of 5.
Yeah.
And
those
you gotta
last.
play three to 4 maps.
Oh boy, 5 maps of a game that takes 40 minutes every time we play a map.
It's horrible. It's horrible, but I love it. So
Nothing wrong with that. That's for sure.
still waiting on Lawrence University's 5th.
Yeah, we are waiting on one more player to join the lobby, and then the game will start. I think Carroll's got a good chance here. I think this is their first match since the perks got added.
Yep.
Which it'll be interesting to see how that changes things up.
I haven't played Overwatch for a while. So if you don't mind me asking, so how do the perks work?
Okay, so the way I've had him explain, and from the little tiny bit that I've played, you play as a hero, and by playing as that hero over a certain period of time, you'll eventually level that hero up. And the first time you get like smaller perks, and then the second time you'll get the big perks, and then they're maxed, right?
Okay.
And then each hero tracks that individually. So if you go to another hero, you have to start leveling up again. But it saves the progress on the hero you were just playing. So it was done a little bit, I think, to curb some of the counter swapping that was happening, especially in the tank role. Like, hey, you can swap to this counter tank, but if you do, you're going to lose the perks that you've just been playing with. And I think it's doing a little bit of a job to curb that. It's interesting though because some of the perks are very strong. To a almost ridiculous degree.
My favorite that I've seen so far, I'm a soldier player, so seeing that stim with anti-heal is impressive if you can hit every shot. So
Yeah, that's one. Another one. Me being a former support player, there was some changes to Brig made a while back. Some nerfs that nerfed her Inspire uptime because you used to be able to, if you're hitting whip shots, which is what you're supposed to be doing on her, it's just hitting the long whip shot every couple seconds when it comes off cooldown to proc your Inspire. Used to be if you were hitting that off cooldown, it would be 100% uptime on your healing.
Okay.
And they nerfed it a while back to be like 60 to 80%, I think. And there's a perk that increases her Inspire uptime by 50% if you land a whip shot. So you just go back to the 100% that she got nerfed from.
Wow.
Or like Torb can heal people with his hammer, and his turret overloads when he overloads.
Yep, I did see that. Definitely want to take an insight of this watching tonight's game of that, just because I haven't seen it, at least any gameplay, just seen people in the range doing it, so I want to see it in action.
Yeah, I'm not sure if... I don't think hero bans are in the game yet. I know that was proposed as well.
That will be awesome.
Can't wait for Ana to get permabanned every game.
Yep.
At high ranks.
It'll happen.
I really, really hope that if we get into the game tonight, I want to see an Ana player ego and go for her second, like her higher level perk, because there's two. They're both good. The one nanos you when you nano someone else. It nanos both of you.
So it's a double nano. Okay.
The other one lets your gun headshot.
On Ana.
Yes.
That's cool.
Now that was an April Fool's change a while back, and it lets you 2-tap people.
Wow.
So I don't know how strong it is in like I haven't tested that one out. I don't know how strong it is, but it'd be really funny to see someone go that.
Hey man, every once in a while you gotta put the Widow player on Ana
True.
and see how that goes.
True.
Uh
Or the Zen player, man. Zen's perks.
oh, yeah.
Zen's perks were nice.
I
Zen with double jump. Or Zen with 30% more knockback on his kick.
that'll be fun to see. I really want to get back into Overwatch, but
It's a fun game. I think there's a lot of games that if you just play it to have fun and don't necessarily take the rank seriously, they can be really fun games. And being in esports, a lot of us play our games very competitively. But it's nice to also play some that just you don't really care about.
yeah.
That's what I found lately. With ours, like taking a break and just having a good time with friends, not necessarily worrying about the rank. It's can be a nice breath of fresh air.
Yeah, that's what I used to do when OW released. Back when it was like fresh on the scene. I was a PS4 guy, and I used to play with my friends back in the day. And then once OW2 released, that's when I was finally on PC and started playing with my PC friends. And a few while back, we made the JV Overwatch team, and that was
I heard you guys had some good times on that.
oh yeah, Mr. Stixie,
Yeah.
Mr. Stixie, aka Alex, was something else on that team.
We've got too many Alexes in this program.
Um,
When he was here, we had 5, I think, or was it 4?
let's see, Alex Mystic,
Yep.
Siberia me,
Mm-hmm.
Boom Cycle, Alex, right? And then you have Stixie Pick, which is Alex, and then who else? Who's the fifth Alex?
I don't know. There might not be one.
I think there's only 4, but currently in the program we have 3.
Yeah, it just always feels like there's more because half of the Alexes are in the CEC 24/7.
That's true. You had a rotation of Alexes in the CEC.
There's always usually one in the CEC.
Uh,
Does it like? It varies differently. Uh-oh. I've been invited to join a group. Oh no.
oh,
Well, you think you think the captain realizes when they invite me to this group that I can't hear their voice chat?
they sent you a message though,
I do see that.
but we'll see what comes out. But
All right. All right, looks like the sub did arrive, and we will be having a game tonight. That's good to hear.
that's
Would hate to
awesome.
have an FF.
yeah. Usually isn't. It puts on the team's mindset when the other enemy team FFs. I don't know if it's just me, but it puts me in a mood of like relaxed. Like, oh, they just FF'd. I guess we move on. But
Yeah.
I kind of want to. I guess that's
I
just-
want to stream the Overwatch game.
I want to stream the Overwatch.
I want to relentlessly judge our Overwatch team.
Oh,
As a former Overwatch player, any support mistake will be jumped upon. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, if the
especially with Brady being my roommate, that'd be doubly funny. Brady, what is your positioning? Why are you doing this?
all I'm saying, you have Brady as your roommate. I have the Klein Saucer as my roommate. I get to play him.
Relentless today then.
At least with when it's not Overwatch. I mean when it's Valve. I know the streamers go off on us.
Really?
You gotta watch. You gotta tune in just a tiny bit, and then you gotta see how it's like. Oh no.
Oh. Is that map ban or hero ban? It's ban time.
Are we actually doing hero bands? That'll be.
Oh no, there's hero bands.
There's hero
There's
bands.
hero bands now. Okay.
This will be awesome.
So our team has just banned Widowmaker. I know who banned that. Brady and Hannah
Oh.
don't want to get headshot. And
I'll-
Klein, I think Klein wants to play Pharah, so.
No, that'll be fun.
Oh, they banned Mauga.
They
That's
just-
unfortunate. I know Carroll's been working on some Mauga comps lately, so that might be unfortunate.
All right. Looks like we might be
All right.
going in.
We're hopping in game.
Let us transition over to Busan.
And anybody in chat, please just let us know if the audio balance is off, if we need to turn the mics up or the game down or vice versa.
This'll.
All right.
I haven't seen this map.
Oh,
in
I gotta
while.
remember. Oh, what the?
Let's watch this launch sequence with the not the Diva bot.
Wait, what? There's a launch sequence now?
I guess so. I mean, that's why the trail's there.
Ready for battle.
I swear.
Oh. They made changes. This map did not. Maybe it's because I always played on low graphics. I'm trying to remember the spectator controls. I used to remember how to set preset camera angles because you can do that in this spec. And I can't remember now, so we're just gonna wing it.
Yeah. I don't think there is a launch sequence, but I like remember that this map specifically used to like. I mean, this is the Diva map,
Yes, this is the Diva base.
and I always remember looking at the concept of like the upcoming Diva like characters, like all of them. Oh, you see the Klein on the Venture.
Yeah, Carroll University goes for a little bit more of a brawl comp here, a little bit of a hybrid with Flying Saucer on the dive. Unseen Wolf's going to fall to toast, and it looks like a little bit of a dive hybrid coming out from the Vikings as well, with a Winston tank, but then a Soldier Hanzo DPS line with a Kiri Lucio. It's a very interesting setup, to be honest. Carroll not doing a great job of keeping the Soldier from getting off angles here. The DPS are getting a lot of pressure. Flying Saucer trying to make a play in here. Gonna end up just hopping out. DPS bolt on point. Ramatra also on the point.
Carroll,
Unfortunately, Carroll has got a Winston on their backline. Gonna back out. Klein Saucer going in now. Gonna try to find some damage here. But Carroll has the point. They don't have to make any big plays. Moo's gonna fall to Kiltruist. And that's just Unseen Wolf. That's 2 down for Carroll. Unseen Wolf with the Winston gonna get the sleep, but not before he's taken out by the Lucio. And now it's just left to the Reaper to stall on point for a couple of percentage points. Get it to 32-ish. Oh, who's still up? Oh, Clyde is still in there, picking up the last couple percentage points off the stagger. Maybe get the Hanzo. Not quite able to find it. 40 points. That's not bad. Carroll needs to just put some more effort here into really denying this Soldier and this Hanzo the off angles that they're getting. They're just kind of getting free picks onto and free damage onto Carroll's backline. And with the Winston on the enemy team, anything that they get low, he's going to go into confirm the kill on. How do I forget how do I go into free cam? I don't remember.
Don't even ask me.
I want free cam. I found it.
There it is. That Winston got really low with the anti, and I guess we couldn't pick up on that.
Yes, Hanzo alone on the left. Carroll's gonna make it happen. Reaper now trying to catch the Winston off guard.
Visor
Gonna
comes
get
out.
visored. Oh, but the Kiriko tries to TP to him. Unfortunately, the Reaper was TPing out, and the Kiriko gets left out to dry. Klein picks up another one. Trying to find some space from this Soldier as the Lucio comes back to support. Soldier on the high ground. Now Carroll with the point. 60% to 34.
Halfway through.
They're going up to dive with the Reaper and the Venture. Klein's also going to fall on the Venture. Reaper getting low. Robodona coming in, up in Nemesis form. Going to try to make something happen with the Kitsune. Going to get Suzu'd off. Not going to make any kills happen. But he's going to try to cut off the rest of the team from the Winston. That's also coming back now.
Nano comes out.
Nano on the Reaper. Hanzo on point. Gonna get contested by Zana. But ultimately, Carroll's backline is just struggling to find a safe place to be as they are really just getting dove on.
Hanzo 1 still.
WEC doing a great job of staying alive there. Hopefully this Hanzo falls, and he does. Kiriko's going to be next. Big anti coming out from Unseen Wolf, and that is going to be the first point to Carroll here.
Very nice.
I think that was a pretty good job from Carroll. They seemed to fully understand after the first fight that they were just allowing too much space to the
Yep.
Hanzo and the Soldier, and Klein and Mason started moving to kind of cut them off of that, and it really paid off. I mean, that's... Have you ever like commentated or done any like competitive Overwatch before?
No, but remember, I mostly focus on FPS shooters, and
Yeah.
it's much more slow paced, not as quick as this.
It's the same concept as Valorant. It's a game about space. I mean, you know, kills are one thing, damage is one thing, but ultimately it's a game about denying space from your opponents and really leveraging your space.
That makes sense with that makes so much sense with such a big map as the ones that Overwatch has to offer. A bunch of sightline and it's just what goes on. Almost half. Back up though.
All right, Carroll moving to point, and the Vikings are going to follow. Vikings with a little bit more of a brawl top here. Reaper Sojourn. Flying Saucer's going to fall right away. Carroll playing down to DPS now, and with the Moira, it's going to be hard for them to get any picks. Mason goes in, gets picked off, and now it's just Carroll kind of surviving on point here, trying to get out. Carroll's support line, unfortunately, not going to be able to get out. Makes a good choice to just die instead of staggering. I like the venture. Okay, well. That emote, that spray is so goofy. Yeah, I love that spray. So, let's see what we got here. I like the Klein on the Venture, but I almost would like to see a swap here. I think with the Reaper on the other team now, it's going to be a lot harder for him to really get in and get value. Yep. Moving on to this Reaper, Klein Saucer is going to fall once again, and now the Ramatra is moving on to the back line. Moo at 1 health going to get picked off by the Moira Orb. It's just Unseen Wolf now on the support, and Ramatra's separated. It's just not looking well for Carroll on this map, and I think part of it is just really because they need to swap up the comp here.
Yeah, something's not working. It worked for first point.
You know, they were playing that kind of divey poke comp earlier. So the Venture dives work really well to kind of isolate targets. But now that they're playing very much a death ball with the Sojourn, you know, you got the Lucio, you got the Moira, you got the Reaper, Ram, and then just that Sojourn for poke. They're all going to be playing together. So it's really hard to get good value out of that Venture without instantly dying after you go in. And Klein falling once again, just getting picked off a little early before he goes on the point. 4 ults, almost 5 for the Vikings. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Carroll's going to have to go fast with their ult. Reaper ult's coming out in the back line onto Carroll. Picks it off, but it's just the supports left. And Carroll probably won't have this touch. It's going to be on Klein for the touch. Brady is not in LOS for the Nano. Klein managed to get on, but that's 2 ults coming out now from the enemy team. And Klein has to stay on, stay alive here. Not much time to move. Carroll has no more support. Beat it up. The Reaper ult's not going to find any, and that's just going to really be a GG go next for Carroll.
Yep.
I think, yeah, Carroll was just on the back foot for too long. By the time their ults started to come up, you know, the Vikings really just had an answer to all of them.
It's kind of like a snowball effect, in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, really just a snowball there. Carroll kind of took 2 to 3 very slow fights, and not only did that allow the enemy team to get their ults charged, but that also brought them up to about 80-90% where it was within one fight, and at that point it's kind of hard to drag it
You
back.
wouldn't listen.
Isn't that just like him?
So I don't necessarily disagree with the Diva switch here. I also don't necessarily disagree with the Venture switch. I would still really like to see Klein Saucer off of this, or not Venture switch, the Juno switch, sorry.
Oh, back to Kiri.
Back to Kiri. Might have been that for the speed boost to get up spawn. I would just still really like to see this Venture swapped off of. You know, they have a Sojourn, like you could even go Pharah or something and make that work. Oh, Ramatra caught out from the rest of his team.
Yeah.
Carroll's backline's in a little bit of danger here, but now they're going to start wrapping onto point. Point is unlocked. Carroll's going to have to make a move here before the Ram gets back. Klein Saucer going in now. Without the Ram, it gets a little bit easier. Robodonut's mech's going to fall. Carroll has no tank, and now no Reaper. And the Ramatra is going to be back in a couple seconds. Klein trying to find this Moira, not able to find it, now cut off by 2 members. Carroll manages to capture the point. They're going to get a little bit of early percentage, but ultimately, they're going to find one. Unseen Wolf takes out the Reaper. It's going to fall, and now it's just going to be Klein Saucer. And he really, I would like to see him just stall the point here. Unfortunately, he's going to fall. Just, yeah, losing the mech early to there. They needed to really call a target, especially with this Venture Diva comp. Call a target, get him off the point, get him picked off, especially with the Ram being dead. Now you see a Juno coming out. And that'll be interesting. A little bit more healing. It'll the ult will be very useful, and then still retain some of that speed boost that you might have seen. Klein Saucer trying to find some more value. He's gonna come straight back to his team. Robodonna now in very far. Carroll just taking a lot of poke right now. Kind of getting out-poked by the enemy team. Robodonna's going to be in there, but he's going to fall to Iltruist. Klein Saucer trying to make something happen. Unfortunately, Robodonna's mech is going to fall once again. Pretty even trade of 1-for-1 ults for Carroll University. And I'm really blanking right now. I know it's the Vikings, but what is the other university here? Lawrence University. Okay. At least that's the one we've been told. I believe if they made the graphic correct, then that should be it. So, if anyone from the other team is watching and it's not Lawrence University, please let us know. Unfortunate nade coming out from Unseen Wolf. Kitsune is going to be really effective. Doesn't manage to pick off the Sojourn. Klein's going to find the Reaper. I like the switch on the Cass here. He's going to a little bit more death ball. I would have loved to see the swap earlier too, though, because now he would have probably been playing as the first Road. I'm going to get low. Not going to fall quite yet. Ramatra with the ultimate coming out. Diva Bomb is going to come out again. Going to try to drop the mech. Doesn't get punished for it. Klein Saucer finds one in the back, and now the Reaper ulted the back line. Doesn't manage to find anyone. Finds one eventually. Klein Saucer finds another. Fortunately, now it's Robodonna on the point. They find the pick on the Sojourn. It's just the Ramatra and the Moira on point. And Unseen Wolf is there to keep Robodonna up. Robodonna getting real close to mech here. Gotta find the mech once again. That's Juno also coming through. Gonna trade out supports. Unfortunately, Carroll University has no more supports. That's gonna spell disaster for them here. They're gonna have to get a big Reaper ult. Not gonna find one with it. Klein Saucer not able to get another, and that's gonna be the point. I think Carroll did a pretty okay job there with the team fighting. I don't necessarily know if Diva was the pick from the swap off the Ram. I think if they would have swapped the DPS lineup first, they probably would have found a little bit more luck, just because with the Reaper and the Ram, that's a lot of damage for a Diva to try to absorb. But their first point went really well, and I think the team fighting in the second half of that last point also went really well. I think the second point they just kind of got on the back foot. It happens. I saw some really good plays, but especially you kind of see the impact that the perk system has, right? Because Klein took so long to swap off Venture And it could have been because he had perks, or it just could have been they wanted to fit in the strategy. But if he would have he would have swapped to cast sooner, he might have had one of those perks available for that last fight. And who knows? Could have made the difference.
I agree.
Otherwise, I would have just liked to see, especially with a Moira and then, another support that's not like Lucy or Zen that can put in some pretty good healing. It's really hard to just burn the tank. And so you need to either find a pick on somebody or everyone has to shoot the tank and pressure him out. And I think the targets were just a little bit split.
I agree with that. That's Kings Row.
Scrims Row.
I miss that map. I have some very fond memories of that map.
See, everyone hates the wintertime one because in like competitive just because I don't know, apparently it changes a couple things. It does. But I don't know. I like the holiday vibes of it. I think it's fun.
I have awesome memories from there and playing on the JV. That was considered one of our best maps. Mostly because we fought for high ground.
Yeah.
And then dropped
for
down.
Sure. I think Kings Row, you're definitely going to see Carroll pull out the Farah here. I would be very surprised if it doesn't happen. This is a very good map for Farah. You can hide amongst the tall buildings. And definitely, I say definitely, probably going to see Klein Saucer rolling out on that.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I think this is not by any stretch of the imagination an unwinnable matchup for Carroll University.
Oh,
I think
no.
they fix a couple of things, a couple of communications and target prio, and it'll be good.
Yeah. Just currently responding. We we have a matchup tonight for WVal.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a lot of different, a lot of our different teams playing tonight in some form of another. I think Overwatch has a game tonight. Our WVal team has a game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Does Rocket League have a game tonight?
Possibly.
Rocket League might also have a game. And then what was the last one that I saw in there? I think someone had someone had a practice? I don't know. Whatever it is, there was a lot of stuff happening tonight. The CEC was pretty packed. The enemy team is banning Rhine, and our team bans Sojourn. Banning Rhine on the Kings Row map. That's that it's you hate to see it. This is kind of the Rhine map.
That's very true.
And honestly, I'm just surprised that Ryan gets banned in general. I mean, I think from what I've seen with his perks, I think the perks help him out a lot.
Whoa. This is the first time I see Kings Row. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, they've started swapping up the times of day the maps are on. So each season, they'll change what time of day the map is. So they have a night, a dusk, a like midday, and a dawn for every single map.
Well, I was on JV. That was the thing, but see, this is how I would always see Kings Row being night, and so now that it's day, I guess it's different. Is there a main reason as to why, like, we prefer night over day or dusk?
I don't think so. I think
because like from a perspective that. Right? Like, at night, I guess you could see the outlines better, but I don't think that's...
I think night just looks nicer. But I think it was something with the custom game settings.
Oh,
well, we're going back in again.
Back in again.
All right, we're back on...
So it's...
Now it's on dusk or dawn, one of the two. This is not the midday one. This is...
Yeah, you can see the sun. It's like not all the way up top.
Yeah. I actually am not a huge fan of the dawn and dusk ones on most maps. I think it makes everything look orange.
Yeah, I like Ilios on dusk, though.
I like the day and I like the night. Like the full day and the full night. You think they can realize that we can see chat?
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer Knight. I just think it looks nicer on this map. But
Yeah, I've always seen King's Row as Knight, so it's weird seeing it during dusk and day.
And now, the other team didn't ban the Mauga, which I think is Carroll University's strongest tank coming out here. So we're going to see that. We're going to see Mason on the Reaper, which is his strongest. We're going to see Moo on the Ana, and we're going to see the Pharmacy.
Alright. Thanks for that, Klein.
And then we're seeing Doomfist, Widow Venture. We're seeing a bit of a dive here with the Moira and the Juno.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be interesting because Klein is going to have to poke out this Widow. But if he manages to poke out the Widow, nothing else on the team can really hurt him. So it's going to, I think this is really going to come down to how effectively the Widow and the Pharah can combat one another. And I mean, the Widow's looking for it. They know now. Carroll knows that the Widow is there and that she exists. We'll see how they deal with it. Just a little bit of poke going on. Doomfist really trying to take some of that map space. We talked about map pressure and like taking space before. With this Doomfist wrapping all the way around, it makes it a lot harder for Carroll University to really take space, or else their backline gets risks getting pressured. You know, you see that they want to hold this corner, but the Doomfist is making it really hard because their Mauga knows that he can't push out too far. Unfortunately, Doomfist is going to fall along with the Venture. They're going to find two, and that's going to force the Vikings to back up. You know what?
No sniper.
I'll give them some time.
Oh, they just swapped, so now we're going to see an Orisa. And
Cass, Orisa, Reaper.
Cass.
So completely abandoning the dive strategy. I don't know how I feel about the Orisa versus the Mauga. We'll give Klein a little bit of a spotlight here to shine. See if he can get anything done on this Pharah. The Reaper does not have Wraith, so the Reaper should fall here. Janna comes out. It's going to be a Nano Mauga. Like I said, I don't really know about the Orisa into the Mauga because usually you kind of want some sort of barrier. At least that's what I've seen, because Mauga just gets healing off of the very big health tanks. And you see it here, like just laying into the Orisa. Both teams are going to get the support ults very quickly. Klein with the barrage ready. I'd like to see him kind of wait for them to push in and then just pick off one or two people with it. Don't go for the 5-man. Don't go for anything special. You can, like, he knows they're watching for him. There is the, oh, the Reaper might be dead here to that. Nope, looks like no one died. Oh, 3 fall.
That's 4.
I'm not quite sure. And the Valve got popped too.
That's
I'm not
5.
quite sure. I'm not quite sure how,
Yeah, that Deadeye was held for so long.
yeah, it was held for a long time, and I think, I'm not sure, there might be a perk in the game now that gives him speed boost during his Deadeye. I could be totally wrong. They could have just speed boosted him around the corner,
Yeah.
with the Juno ring. Reaper taking high ground here. Both Reapers really looking for some high ground. I'd almost would have liked Mason to really ignore this. Oh, Klein just does a great job, just solos the tank with the barrage, makes some space for Carroll to really push up and hold this point in the arch. Reaper duel, and Mason's gonna win it. Now, he really just needs to sit and hold that high ground. Keep the pressure up. It makes it a lot tougher for them to push past this.
Oh, I
choke.
just see where you can see.
Yep, you can see it now. And now you see, now all of Carroll hasn't swapped. They're all gonna have all of their perks. Unfortunately, Mason's gonna probably fall here to the Reaper. That's gonna put him in a bit of a difficult situation. However, the Orisa is actually going behind Carroll. So if Carroll can just wrap here, Orisa coming out, the Mercy's gonna fall. Juno comes out. Robo Donut ulting on point with Nano. Unfortunately, that is 5 there and no one to help. Big anti coming out from Moo. And the Kitsune is also going to come out. Now, with this Cass, I might like to see a swap off the Pharah. Depending on how much it's worked. Moo finds one on the way out. Unfortunately, I don't think she might still get out. Now, Carroll has been holding this Death Blossom too for a long time. I'd really like to see that used first in these fights. They don't have any ults. Use it before the High Noon, use it before the Death Blossom. Unfortunately, that was the other team's Death Blossom. We are still holding on to ours. Klein gonna find one before falling.
I agree. Get into that small room and big res.
Trying to do a good job here of holding and taking and holding all of his space. And Mason is just in the back line once again. Oh, eats a rocket and a Reaper.
Reaper goal again. Gets out.
Orisa trying to push in, gonna ult here, most likely. Yep. Ult in the back line. Slowly step out. Antied. They can find the kill here. That's probably gonna be the fight one for Carroll.
1 minute still remaining.
But we're still holding on to this Death Blossom. I like.
That's.
I'd love if he just would get on the flank right now.
This is the part of my mind where I go, yeah, I've been holding onto it too long. I could have built a second one already.
Yes, he absolutely would have. I mean, you've seen the other Reaper has used 2 and is halfway to the 3rd, and we haven't used 1 yet. And so I think part of that might be just looking for too big of an ult. Reaper teleporting behind. We'll see if that spells trouble for Carroll. Yeah, I think part of it is just looking for too big of an ult, and not being satisfied with the you know, one or two picks off the ult and trying to go. Finds Saucer with a huge rocket barrage.
Finds 3.
Finds 3. Gonna try to pick up a 4th on this cast. Unfortunately, the cast is hitting shots. They find the kill. They res the Reaper. And there's gonna be no touch. They did not Death Blossom once that round.
Could it be maybe looking for it more defensively than divey?
I don't think so, because there's nothing, you know, if the Reaper gets Death Blossomed, he's gonna, like, if the Reaper's in your backline, he's either gonna be Death Blossoming or he's gonna fade out.
Okay.
And then the Orisa, if she's in your backline, she's gonna be ulting, and you're not gonna kill her through ult with the Death Blossom.
Yeah.
So I think genuinely I think it was looking for too big of an ult there.
Yeah.
You know, looking for that 3, 4, 5-man ult instead of being happy just
And
swaying the fight in the favor.
And that's a big mentality. Once you have an ult, you're like, okay, maybe I should use it to find something big. And I know for a fact that's something I gain from playing Overwatch, because it's like, oh, I want to hit a clip. And I understand that, but it is true. We should have used it more, because again, like, their Reaper had about almost 3, and we still held on to 1. And I agree. And then you raised a question. We're not in the voice call. Could it have been that maybe it's like, should I ult? And also like questioning, like, hey guys, can I use it? Can I use it? Because that's a big question. That's a big thing that happens in like any game that has an ult. It's always like looking for your teammates being, hey, should I use my ult? And constantly asking, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it?
Now this is going to be interesting. Orb Zen, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Ian. You can already see. Yep. Taking a lot of that damage here. And now a Soldier as well. Soldier Torb, it's going to make it a little bit tougher for Klein to do any work. And you can see just how hard that Moo is working to keep up Ian. Trying to pressure out the Zen. I really anticipate Carroll University getting their support ults first. Klein is almost to his barrage.
And there he has it.
And he needs to do that. And is that a perk that he can move?
That is a perk. You can see it on the bottom right.
That's it. That's huge picks though, because they lost the Reaper and the not when a Soldier's there with the Discord. Yep. If Klein wouldn't have died there, you know, they lost the Reaper and the Soldier, but they get back faster, so they still have the player advantage. Like, they would have still had the player advantage. They still do. I really would like to see them pressure this And like I said, if Klein wouldn't have died there, you would have really seen a good chance to press that man advantage while they were coming back from spawn. Klein is probably going to get another very fast.
Almost.
Gonna fall, gonna get res. I'd like to see a nano go faster too. You know, you got that damage coming in onto your Mauga. You know that you're generating support ults faster. There it is. You know you're getting it faster. It's getting countered by the Kiriko rush and the soldier visor. However, that is 2 for a nano, which is great for Carroll University.
3, 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be team wipe there. However, that is Kiriko and visor, which is a very strong combo.
Oh, yeah.
Being traded for just a nano.
Yep.
And being traded for a nano that because they're putting all this pressure onto this Mauga, it's going to be the nano's going to come back really fast.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, you could look for a nano barrage here. You could look for a barrage for some pressure. And then a Nano Reaper into a Blossom. There's a lot of options here. You're going to have Zen coming up on the Trans, which is going to make it a little bit tough, and the Torb coming up on the Molten Core with the Ramatra coming up on his ult. So it's going to be interesting to see how Carroll maneuvers this. They could use the Valve for the engage here and really just the group damage boost. There it is. Yep, Valve coming in on the engage. Turret down. Klein looking for a barrage. Going to find the Zen. That's important. That gives the Reaper some room to make some plays as long as he doesn't die. He can get some healing in the backline here. Oh, it's not going to happen. The Reaper's also got a soldier behind him. Unfortunately, Carroll just fell a little too fast there. But, you know, that was a great play from Klein. He died for it, but traded out the Zen, which denied them their Transcendence, which gave the Reaper an opportunity to get a big Blossom. Unfortunately, Carroll just kind of fell afterwards, so nothing came of it, but I really like the decision making there. Toast gonna fall on the Torb. That puts them a man down. Clive's gonna get the Discord back off. Unfortunately, the Reaper's gonna fall again to the Ramatra Nemesis form. He's antied. The Zen still hasn't popped Trans here, but it's just the tank and the support for Carroll University. Nano coming out, trying to make a play happen, keep the tank alive. Unfortunately, there's no DPS left to capitalize on it. Klein is finally back, but they're still missing their Reaper. Reaper finally coming out. Blossom, all the ults are going to come out, but Carroll is not on point to touch, and that is going to be another win for Lawrence University.
Play of the game.
Some good, I think, individual decision making. I believe it is a best of 5. Yeah, this is a best of 5, I believe. So, I liked the individual decision making from Carroll, but I think as a team, it wasn't necessarily there. And just kind of realizing when you have the man advantage, when you have the ult advantage. You know, you had Klein going back in there when they had just gotten 2 picks, but they were down their tank and their DPS, and if he would just waited a couple seconds, they would have regrouped and been at a 2-man advantage going into that and probably would have been able to take the point. Or, you know, Klein getting that huge barrage onto the Zen, you know, trading all the cooldowns of the backline and denying them the Transcendence, but then it just wasn't in communication. And so the rest of the team ended up dying while that was happening. And I don't know if that was just a miscommunication or just unfortunate circumstances, but I would have liked to see a couple more team plays come out of Carroll and just more tracking of what the enemy's trying to do, where people are, what their ults are, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I fully agree. Those barrages came out really well. Again, that Sen play, and I feel like that was the play. And we just couldn't capitalize on it, unfortunately. But what can you say? I mean,
it happens.
It happens, and really, what comes to mind again, and I still say it, I still believe there may be issue in communication, simply being, should I use my ult?
Yes, I think you need to have you should be communicating with your team about your ult usage, but also you need to have the confidence to be able to make that play on your own.
Yeah.
And you don't want to waste it, but that comes from playing with a team and playing the game enough that you recognize, hey, I can get 1 or 2 picks here to sway this neutral fight into one that's in our favor. I just need to take that opportunity. And you still, as you're going for that opportunity, communicate that you're going for that opportunity so that no one else ults. But you still need to have that. If that is what is happening, you need to have that confidence with your ult usage, because if you have to ask the team whether or not you should ult by the time that they can respond, your opportunity might be gone.
Yep. And that's something that you slowly start to lose the more you play with your team.
Yes.
I know for a fact I lost that during Val.
Yes.
I don't really ask, like, should I use this or not? And I don't ask my team. I say I am using it.
Yes.
And then you guys play off of it.
Yes. Okay, our team is banning Zen. And speaking of Zen, as someone playing support, it really comes down to it's in all 3 roles. But you talk about it from a support perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a Zenyatta, it's even on the other team that last match, it's that split-second decision making of recognizing that there's a Pharah, that the Pharah probably has ult.
Mm-hmm.
And that Pharah just boosted into your team, which means they're probably going to ult. And making that split-second decision on your own that I need to pop trans here to save my life and my team's life, rather than going, should I pop trans? That kind of thing where, the decision-making has to be made fast. And you're going to make mistakes sometimes, but it's better than losing the opportunity by second-guessing yourself.
Yep.
Now we are going to Runasapi
Never seen this map.
for push. It's the newest push map, I believe. It's been out for a bit, but it is the newest one. It is in, I think, Portugal. It's, I think, Alari's kind of place. I could be totally wrong on that. I've kind of been out of the loop for this.
Okay, if I'm not wrong, I feel like Ilari is Peruvian. And
Oh, it could be
No.
from Peru.
no, I think Ilari is. I gotta check.
You know what? I'll just look.
I'm probably getting confused with our sex right now because there is a.
Peruvian is Runasapi.
All right, see, I knew, and then I think Ilari is Peruvian.
Yes, I think so, because I think this is supposed to be. Yes, she is also Peruvian.
All right, yeah, I can see it from the flag.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Peru. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so this is her place.
Yeah.
Like where she's from.
That's an awesome map.
It is a very. I think they did a really good job with this
That
map.
is-
It is gorgeous. Oh,
Okay,
well, we're just admiring things, and
they gotta ruin it. But that is
so our team banned Zen. The other team banned Mauga.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see Carroll probably flip-flopping between a couple of tanks here, trying to find their groove. Not being able to play that Mauga.
Welcome
It's interesting to have hero bans in this game. I mean, it really is.
initiating
I
It's
feel like
weird.
you can. Yeah, I feel like you can really mess up some people.
you can ruin an entire team comp.
Yeah, you can ruin team comps, and you can also really hard counter some people by just banning the. Like, if you have someone who plays, like,
Yeah.
like Genji or something a lot, or like a brawly tank, and you ban like Torb,
Mhm.
like that takes us so much pressure off.
Yeah.
This is a gorgeous map.
Oh, it's if it's Peru, it's like what's it called? Machu Picchu? No. Yeah. I feel like I'm
I never play with my graphic settings this high, so this is gorgeous.
this is
ready for
beautiful.
battle.
Word of the wise, kids. There are certain banners and items and effects that block your vision that if you turn your graphics to the lowest settings, they will disappear. There are actually certain map objects and certain like trees and stuff that will obscure your vision
is
that
one-
will disappear.
It is 100% like
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu, but like modernized or like an off angle.
Okay, you're seeing a tank mirror here, both with the Reaper again, both with the Ana again. However, Carroll is opting for a Cass. and a Juno. And the Vikings are going with a Bastion Mercy. Probably going to be sitting in damage boosting this Bastion, which could spell trouble for the, could be good or bad for Carroll Zarya, as they will burn through the bubbles fast, but also give a bunch of charge zones. I'd like to see Ian really hold his bubbles for the turret form here.
Zarya used to be my tank. Actually, it's not. It's a
Bastion is slept behind and antied. Are we going for it? He's going for it. Gonna get healed up by the Mercy. Klein trying to find something on the Reaper. Gonna roll back to safety. Fading now. It's kind of neutral ground right now for both teams. No one really able to find anything. Bastion in turret form now, and Ian is anti. That's going to put some pressure on. Ian at 34 health, no bubbles. Getting healed back up here. Trying to find a balance between getting charged and staying alive. A lot of pressure being put on his supports. One support from Carroll University is going to fall. Nano, quick early Nano coming out from Moo. That's going to allow Robo Donut to get the kill onto the onto the Zarya, sorry.
I comes out.
Klein
Mercy.
finds the Mercy. The Bastion came out, didn't find anything. Good pick on the Ana coming out, and now it is just going to be...
Trying to search for this Bastion.
yeah, searching for the Bastion. They find it, and it's just going to be some point pushing. And with the fight extending that long, it's going to end up being a fight over checkpoint here. Especially now with the tank getting pushed off, Carroll University is going to get real close to this checkpoint.
I don't think they... I think they're just going to give it... Nope.
I don't think they are. I think they're going to try to contest here. Yeah.
Yeah, they
yep.
are. Yeah, they are. Nope, they got it.
Oh, they got it. And see, by not contesting there now, their Zarya's in a really tough spot. She had to burn her bubbles to get close. Klein with the flashbang. Doesn't find much. Juno ult coming out from Carroll. Valk coming out from the Vikings. Bastion up top right. Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What? Whoa.
Grab Reaper ult coming out. The Reaper is gonna find one on the Bastion in the back line.
Now the question is...
Oh, don't show yourself though. Don't show yourself.
Hello.
I want to know what sort of demons Brady was fighting when I went to his POV.
He was just, let's say, in the words of Gino, he was totally in orbit.
Yes. Ian a little bit cut off from his team now. Got to get back. Manages to block the anti. I would love to see Carroll do the same thing that they just did and get the grab Reaper ult. Both supports down now. Now it's just a matter of time. Got to keep their tank alive. Bubble on the Bastion. They're still backing up. They have no supports. And now it's a big stagger on Carroll. Oh. I don't want to say hello. Supports of Carroll here doing a great job keeping both the tanks and the DPS alive into this very damage-heavy comp. Love to see an early Nano come out onto either the Zarya or the Reaper, or even the Klein. The Reaper is going to fall. Now I'd really love to see one onto the Reaper. Never mind. Oh.
Reaper does fall.
Okay. Good combo from the Cass and the Zarya. Unfortunately, the Reaper ulted way too late there. Everyone was already dead. The Ana trying to get some picks. Carroll doing a good job of pushing this bot, pressing their lead. Bastion ult going to come out early. The anti was missed. Ian's going to bubble that, gets the full charge, and now is going to be able to just pressure. The Reaper's going to fall in the back line. Their Zarya is walking on the back line. I'm going to see a right click for him. Yeah. Grab and Nano coming out. That's going to be 2 ults. Carroll's just got to die on bot here. Stall as long as possible. Klein Saucer manages to find 1, almost finds 2. But that is going to be Carroll with the team wipe.
And we do see some swaps. So now, instead of Bastion Reaper, we have Venture Sword.
Venture Soj with the Moira. They are really looking to Moira Ana. They're really looking to just keep their tank alive here, and they're probably looking to pick off Carroll supports. get those Sojourn headshots, get those Venture dives to really pick off supports. Both Zaryas wasting a bubble here. One already coming out. Robodonut getting a little bit low. So is the Reaper a lot. I'm seeing a lot of damage being taken here by Carroll. The Reaper's going to fall. Nano not finding too much value, getting some pressure. Flying Saucer with the high noon. Unfortunately not going to get kept up by the supports. And that is going to be Carroll falling.
Totally 5-minute checkpoint.
They might have had a different story there if Klein would have gotten a hard pocket during his ult, but I think it was kind of a decision there of trying to keep the tank up or hard pocketing Klein. And I think that's a tough choice to make. It looks like Carroll is going to try to contest this, but he's got to get a little closer if they're going to contest it. And they don't, and another grab coming out. Carroll going to fall once again, getting put a little bit on the back foot here. The Vikings have 2 support ults and almost to a DPS ult here. Carroll really needs to get another big ult combo. Probably the Grav Reaper ult if they can get it up in time. Because, I mean, I will say, Lawrence University, their Zarya is putting in work. I think they are certainly getting grabs much faster than Carroll. I think that's just from the sheer amount of damage they're putting in. Sojourn low, gonna fall. Not before Klein does. The Ana needs to fall next. And they're going to find it. Now it's just the Moira. The Moira's antied. Gonna get pressured out by the Reaper. And they're gonna let the Zarya go. That's a pretty good stagger on the Moira. Should we look at Klein's aim for a little bit? Pressure's on. Okay, Carroll with the grab, with the Reaper ult. They're going to have to go proactive with these ults, or else they're going to... Yep, there's the Sojourn ult, and they just needed to grab that. They needed to be super proactive with those ults. The Zarya's going to fall, but Carroll's lost both their supports already, and so it's just going to be a... Oh! Okay, I don't necessarily know about the grab there. But Lawrence used both their support ults on what was pretty much a one fight. They tried out the Venture. We could do you can see a Nano Reaper ult coming out from Carroll. Just Venture ult on the side of the Vikings. And Klein Saucer now is on the Pharah. Okay, back to the Cass. I think that's a good choice. I think the Grav from Robodonut was a little late there. I think you could have used it early in the fight, but once you lost both your supports, there wasn't really much point in grabbing. And that might just come down to communication of supports maybe just not communicating that they're already dead. Klein Sauce are going to fall early, trying to pressure out this Sojourn. That's going to spell trouble for Carroll, as they're going to be playing down a DPS. If this Reaper ends up falling, it's going to be a real trouble spot for Carroll. The Reaper is looking for an ult here. Gonna find one, and you know what? Especially with a Nano, that could be enough. I would really like to see some pressure on the Zarya. They're gonna find another grab. Robodonut does not have a bubble up, and now it's just Reaper playing tank on the point. Unfortunately, this Zarya is at super high charge and is kind of just walking right now. Reaper almost getting killed again. Carroll coming up on a couple ults. The Venture ult is the only one online in the game, and that could be a problem. That's going to wipe out a lot of Carroll's team. 2 falling from Carroll, 1 falling from St. Lawrence. If the Ana can fall, there's a chance here. Robodonut finds 2, but is going to fall. And now it's just the Reaper and the Ana.
And they won't get the
It is going to be hard to come back from. The Ana is trying to hold a point here. Their supports are going to fall. Now, Carroll is going to have the Juno ult up. They could get close to they could get a grab here. They could also possibly get a Reaper, and maybe even a Barrage if Klein is putting in work. However, there is almost 4 ults up on the side of the Vikings, especially that dreaded grab. And I think they're going to go early with this grab, not give Carroll a chance to get any ults. I think you're going to see it in about 3 seconds here.
Alright, that's how.
Yep. And that's going to spell disaster for Carroll with all of these ults getting popped. They just didn't have time to, and the Juno ult wasn't quite enough to keep them up.
And I think that might be.
That's going to be it. That is going to be a 3-0 for the Lawrence University Vikings. Good play from both teams. I mean, Lawrence's communication was very good, very well, very good, and their Zarya gameplay in this last match was really nice to see. Saw a good balance between bubbles for protection and charge, and they were getting grabs pretty fast. So what'd you think of that last one?
I still say the same thing. It's definitely a communication issue on Carroll's part. I feel like that Reaper and that Sarja ult should have been comboed the same way that Lawrence Vikings did. And just that grab could have come out early. It could have been more team-based, and unfortunately we didn't stay up long enough to see it, and we were just, right?
Yeah.
We were dying too much.
Yeah.
And I still say it, and again, I don't know how Overwatch is right now because I don't follow them, but I feel like it's really just a communication issue and just talking. Should I use this ult when it should just be I am using this ult?
Yeah, I think a big, not necessarily issue, but a big struggle that Carroll had today was they were using ults much more reactively instead of proactively.
Yeah.
There was a couple points there where if they would have just gone into the fight and been like, okay, we're going to use Grav, and then if they wanted to combo DPS ult, we're going to use Grav in this ult, and then Ian just throws, within the first couple seconds of the fight, finds a spot to throw the grab. Maybe after you see that first Zarya bubble come out, so you know they don't have two, you throw that grab out and just wail into it.
Yep.
And you do that, it catches them off guard because it's so early into the fight. It puts them on the back foot, and now they have to use ults to react to you instead of you using ults to react to them. It takes the game into kind of where you want it to be. It takes the fight on your terms.
I 100% agree. It's just been like that. These 3 games were like that. But yeah, unfortunate that we took a loss today when I feel like it should have been a win.
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams were pretty evenly matched. It's just the communication was a little bit better on Lawrence's side here.
So now Lawrence keeps being undefeated, and they are 3-0 from after today's match. And Carroll is 1-2 after today's game.
Yeah, I mean, still a big season ahead of them. Still a long season. I think they're going to do great stuff. I think this the couple points where they struggled in these matches are very easy fixes. You know, they're things that can be very. They're habits that take a little time to build, but they're things that can very much be pointed out and go, hey, we need to work on this.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot easier to deal with than some more abstract concepts like game sense.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is going to be your stream for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. What is the next game? Is that going to be Val on Monday, or is there something tomorrow?
Well, we have game today for Val, but I don't think it's going to
That's not getting streamed.
It is not going to get streamed. Rocket League has game today. I don't know if that's getting streamed.
I don't think so. I think this is the only thing getting streamed today.
Then I don't think tomorrow there's any game.
Okay, well, if there's no games tomorrow, then we will probably be back here on Monday. For a stream. That'll be Valorant.
Either white or orange.
White or orange. So we will see you then. Have a good night.